How many of, whoa, what that is loud. How many of you heard about imposter syndrome before? Great, many of you, not everybody. So for those who don't know, imposter syndrome is this psychological pattern where if person has it, they think that the success they have is due to pure luck and not due to their skills or knowledge. They also have this internal fear that their colleagues will discover they are fraud and they don't really deserve the job or the success, the accomplishment they have. How many of you thinks that you have an imposter syndrome? All right. So good news is that you are not alone. Research shows that about 70% of people have an imposter syndrome in some time in their lives. I'm Maciaś, and today I will tell you how I tricked Google into hiring me in the first place, then not firing me for 11 years, giving me 4 promotions, and trusting me with leading a team that builds UI for 6 major products for GCP platform, cloud platform. Actually, I'm joking a little bit. I wish I knew how I did it. I have no idea. Instead, I will tell you how I learned to live with my imposter syndrome, live happy life, build on that actually, and even be proud of myself. I think about imposter syndrome as this small creature that is sitting in my head and whispering things to my ear. For the first couple of years at Google, I heard the voice very, very clearly. You know nothing, they will find out, you will get fired. Until the day of July 12, 2013, when I discovered that imposter syndrome is a thing that people have. And I said, whoa, that is amazing. So nobody actually is going to fire me? It was just in my head? Great. I don't have it anymore. Whew, that was easy. I read about it a little bit, and I was like, what is all the fuss about this imposter? They say it's so difficult, like, so easy. What I didn't know, and at that day, I was senior software engineer at Google, 5 years or maybe even 6 years at Google. What I didn't know that day is that imposter syndrome is very sneaky beast. It hides and it eats me from inside in a way I don't even realize it's there. And it's very effective because it takes a fact or my feeling and it manipulates it just a little bit, just enough to put me down and make me feel miserable. Here's one example. I read that strong and healthy people have this internal sense of value and accomplishment. They don't necessarily have to hear from anybody that they did a great job. They just know it. So how I used it learning. Since then, I started feeling guilty every time I heard something good about myself. I felt guilty because I enjoyed it. I felt it gives me energy. I felt I need it. So the voice I heard was, you are weak because you need an appreciation from outside. Every performance evaluation conversation with my manager was a nightmare. I was sick. A couple of books later, I'm really into self-awareness, learning about myself and my feelings. So a couple of books later, I learned that actually different people are motivated by different things. Some have to do careful planning, set the goals. After they achieve the goal, they feel good. Some people are motivated by constant change and challenge. Some are by money and high position. And some are motivated by somebody else telling them they did a good job. And all of them are perfectly healthy and good. And I said, wow, that was weird, the thought I have, that I'm sick, that I'm not strong. So you, imposter syndrome, you are a sneaky beast. You hide inside and you eat me in a way that I don't even know you are there. So I said, I need to listen to the voice very carefully. And I started using this technique. I started noticing things. I started listening. And I used the technique that whenever I heard, you are weak because, I was just listening to the second part. Couple of more examples. You are weak because you won't get a help. For a long time, I thought that I have to do things by myself. Because, if I show that I don't know something, they will discover I know nothing and fire me. Until I learned that a lot of people, a lot of successful people, and actually the more successful they are, the more help they are getting. And also I was faced with the opportunities and challenges, opportunities that I thought are exciting, that I had a feeling that I will be good at, I want to do it, but I had no clue how to do them. So what do? Because I listened to the voice, I said, I want to get a help. Sure, I will get a help. So I got myself a mentor. I got myself even 2 mentors and a coach. And now whenever I have a challenge or frustration or problem, I go to the meeting and sometimes I don't even know what I want to talk about exactly. But I go and I put on the table my feelings, frustrations, my problems, and I say, I don't even know what that is. So help me look at this with me and tell me what you see. Usually, the mentors are very effective because they are people that have been in my role, in my position a couple of years ago, and usually they have pretty straightforward answer for me. The key to success in the mentoring relation for me is that I am 100% honest with myself and with the mentor. Another story is, I forgot, give me a second. Okay, I know. You are weak because you are so stressed before this meeting. I remember my first engineering review. This is a meeting when an engineer presents their technical design and in front of senior engineers and managers, and they are giving feedback and approval or disapproval. I remember I was so stressed that I bought myself a bottle of this medicine that was supposed to make me calmer. But I was so stressed that I actually lost it before the meeting. When I came to Google for the interviews, I was so stressed that I almost, puked on the recruiter's shoes. Anyway, a couple of interviews later, I figured that nobody actually cares about my feelings in the meeting, and this is a great thing. The only thing that matters in the meeting is the work that I bring to the table, the technical work. And they don't care because they do not notice. I remember I talked to my colleague saying, look at me, my hands are shaking, my voice is breaking, I'm a mess. And he said that, you're not shaking, and your voice is fine, so what are you talking about? Like, oh, nobody knows. Great. And so I thought that the best thing I can do for myself is to make myself calmer so that I suffer less throughout the review. And I have 2 basic techniques. One is that I kind of ignore my feelings temporarily, saying to myself, you are very stressed, Eva. This is a very important meeting. And it's perfectly fine. It's perfectly okay to be stressed. You will take care of your feelings later, after the meeting. Sounds silly, but it works. The other thing I do, I learned from a wonderful researcher, Amy Cuddy. She discovered that you can actually trick your brain. She discovered that the posture influences how you feel, posture you have. So if you do this for like 2 minutes, your body starts producing cortisol, the hormone of stress. But if you do this, your body starts producing testosterone, a hormone of dominance. So if any of you saw me today doing like this, Freddie Mercury, we are the champions, that was me producing testosterone for this presentation. And every time I do it, it makes me laugh, so it works even better. You are weak because other people are so much better than you. That was a tough one, and I'm still learning. For a long time, I was scared of people that were smarter than me or knew more than me in some area, because I was sure, because they are so smart, they already know that I know nothing, and I'm a fraud, and I should be fired. And they are not telling me that just because they want to be nice to me. I also didn't like too much people that knew less than me in some areas, because I thought, like, really, if somebody knows less than me, then come on, loser. I didn't very much like people back then. And this is because I wasn't sure where I was bringing the value, what I was good at, and how can I help the team, the organization. So I spent really quite a lot of effort trying to understand what are the things that I am good at, and how can I contribute to Google, and why actually I am getting the promotion and so on. I started listening on my perf evaluation conversation with my manager. I actually asked explicitly what they think I'm doing well. Knowing that helps me partner with other people that are very, very smart and know how I can help them do their job better. Because if we build a product, if we build something big, there's so many things we have to do. We have to talk to customers, we have to be very smart about technology, about working with other people, about working in the big group, about documenting, about going down for 2 weeks and solving this really super difficult technical problem. There's no single person on earth that can do all these things. So I can find a person that is good at the things that I'm not necessarily passionate about or I'm very good at, and I can do the things that I really know how to do. And together we can make a team. So knowing what I'm good at is very important because I can build on that, but I also recognize or spend time and effort to recognize what I am not good at in order to know who do I need in my team to partner with me to build the product. When I was preparing to this presentation, I thought that I will not be giving advices, but I really want to give one advice. And my advice will be good to yourself. Don't be too hard for yourself. It took me 11 years of being in an extremely caring and supporting environment to be able to recognize all these things and to be able to come out of stage today and talk about it. This presentation is a very big step for me in my self-development. It's okay to be stressed sometimes. It's okay to have no clue what to do sometimes. It's okay to ask for help. It's gonna be fine. Be good to yourself.